Carl's menaces become real when Joey traces a bag of drugs he finds in R&R back to him, and Carl threatens to hurt Alice if he interferes. Then Carl's brother Adam demands cash from Kirsty, and Carl has to come to her rescue, while Max and Phil learn they're drug dealing and confront the brothers. Max calls the police on Carl, but when he's searched he has nothing. He's given it all to Adam, and Kirsty has to take Carl to the Vic to calm him down. Max follows and they face off, with Carl making a veiled threat against Lauren. Having pocketed Max's phone, Carl realises he called the police, and he warns Max he'll have Kirsty back inside a month. Lauren assures Max she's all right around booze, and she throws Dot a party for Jim's 80th birthday. But when she learns Joey slept with Whitney, she crumbles. But she doesn't give in, and she has her first counselling session with Mary. She meets another client. I get the feeling Jake might be a new regular. And Tamwa is traumatised when he's locked in a portaloo. He bonds with Alice as they blame Kat and Bianca, and we may be witnessing a new romance. Next we're in Weatherfield. Tina thinks she's all right about Jake, but she's so clearly not, and at the Rovers party she loses it, grabs some booze and heads to the Red Wreck. Rita works out where she's vanished to and goes in search, ignorant that Tina's actually returned home, and Rita's surrounded by muggers until Tina and Tommy rush to her aid. Tina realises she needs to take control and asks Izzy and Gary if she can see Jake. She wants to play a part in his life, but they're worried he'll be confused. The Platts learn that Nick could have brain damage if he ever awakens, and David vows to confess the truth. But he has second thoughts when Kylie tells him how much she loves him. Gail's oblivious but proud when David works all hours to keep the bistro going, and he feels awful when Leanne tells Nick how grateful he'll be to his brother. And Carl's rattled by Craig, who's struggling with the thought he started the Rovers' fire with a stray fag butt. Carl frightens him with prison if he talks, but is that enough to silence him? Next we visit the Dales. Jenny's funeral is approaching and Cameron promises he'll be with Debbie after it, but he has to be with Chaz during it. Meanwhile, Chaz clocks him at Debbie's and the penny emphatically drops. At church she accuses him of sleeping with her, and he's forced to confess. Kane senses something's up when an angry Chaz delivers her part of the eulogy, and afterwards he punches Cameron, bundles him into the car and drives him to a cliff top. Kane prepares to throw him off the cliff, an apparent suicide, but Debbie races to get to them before he can. Katie's guilt about the body drives her to search for missing people on the internet, and she decides to anonymously tip off the police. Declan and Megan panic when the police show up, and later he tells Katie she'll go down with him. So she packs her bags and leaves the village. Meanwhile, Declan has to pay off the foreman, but will 10 grand be enough?